Good morning, everyone. Have you ever met someone who made you feel completely at home without even trying? Someone who brings peace to your chaos, clarity to your confusion, and love without conditions. That's what it feels like when the right person comes into your life. It's not just about romance, it's about connection, about feeling truly seen, heard, and valued. When the right person comes into your life, one of the most profound feelings you experience is a deep and undeniable sense of home. It's not about a physical place or the walls that surround you. Rather, it's about the emotional security, warmth, and familiarity they bring into your life. This person creates a space where you can be completely yourself without fear, without pretense, without the need to constantly prove your worth. From the moment you meet them, something just feels different. It's not forced, it's not uncertain. It's as if your soul recognizes them. There's a sense of familiarity, even if they were once a stranger. Conversations flow effortlessly, silence feels comfortable, and you never have to filter your words or emotions. You can laugh freely, express your deepest thoughts without hesitation, and show your vulnerabilities without fear of judgment. They don't just listen to your words, they understand the emotions behind them. Being with them feels like stepping into a place where you are completely accepted, where your flaws aren't magnified but embraced. You don't have to pretend to be stronger than you are. You don't have to hide your past wounds or act like you have everything figured out. They don't make you feel small for your mistakes or judge you for the things you regret. Instead, they remind you that you are human, that imperfections don't make you unworthy of love, but rather they make you real. With this person, there's no anxiety about whether they will leave if things get tough. There's no overanalyzing their words or questioning their intentions. You don't have to chase them, convince them of your worth, or worry about whether they'll be there tomorrow. Their presence is consistent, their love steady, and their commitment unwavering. They make you feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. When life gets overwhelming, they become your refuge. Whether it's after a long, exhausting day or in the midst of a personal storm, they provide comfort in a way no one else can. Their embrace feels like a sanctuary, their words like a soothing melody, and their presence like a lighthouse guiding you home. Even when you are apart, just knowing they exist in your world gives you peace. They inspire you to dream, but at the same time, they make the present feel enough. You don't have to be anywhere else, do anything extraordinary, or achieve impossible goals to be loved by them. Just being you is enough. A sense of home is not about perfection. It's about finding a love that makes you feel grounded, secure, and truly at peace with yourself. It's about knowing deep in your soul that no matter where life takes you, as long as they are by your side, you will always have a place where you belong. When the right person comes into your life, they don't just accept who you are, they encourage you to become the best version of yourself. They see your potential even when you doubt it, and they gently push you toward growth. Not because they want to change you, but because they believe in you. They inspire you to chase your dreams, step out of your comfort zone, and break free from the limitations you may have unknowingly placed on yourself. This person does not hold you back. They don't make you feel guilty for wanting more out of life or for striving to improve yourself. Instead, they celebrate your ambitions, even if they don't fully understand them. They listen intently when you talk about your goals, offer words of encouragement when you feel discouraged, and remind you of your strengths when you feel weak. Their belief in you is unwavering, and over time it helps you start believing in yourself too. Growth is not always easy. It often requires facing fears, embracing discomfort, and letting go of past versions of yourself. The right person understands this and walks with you through the challenges. They don't belittle your struggles or dismiss your fears. Instead, they support you in overcoming them. They remind you that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone toward success. Even when you stumble, they stand by you, not to rescue you, but to remind you of your own resilience. This encouragement for growth extends to all areas of life: personal, professional, emotional, and even spiritual. They inspire you to be kinder, more patient, and more self-aware. They challenge you to see things from different perspectives, helping you evolve into more open-minded and compassionate person. They support your career aspirations, whether it's by helping you brainstorm new ideas, motivating you to take risks, or simply being a reassuring presence when you're feeling overwhelmed. More importantly, they don't see your growth as a threat. Some people become insecure when their partner starts to evolve, fearing they will be left behind. But the right person understands that true love is not about keeping someone at a certain level, it's about growing together. They don't compete with you or try to overshadow your achievements, they celebrate them wholeheartedly. Your success is their success, your happiness is their happiness, and your evolution is something they take pride in. At the same time, they don't push you beyond what you're ready for. They understand that growth is a personal journey and that everyone moves at their own pace. They don't demand that you change overnight, nor do they pressure you into becoming someone you're not. Instead, they encourage you to take small, meaningful steps toward becoming the person you want to be. They remind you that progress is more important than perfection, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. With the right person, you don't feel stagnant. You don't feel stuck in the same patterns or weighed down by the fear of change. Instead, you feel inspired to dream bigger, work harder, and embrace the journey of self-improvement. You feel motivated to chase your passions, overcome your doubts, and become someone you are proud of, knowing all the while that they will be there, cheering you on every step of the way. And one of the most powerful things you experience when the right person comes into your life is the feeling of being completely and unconditionally accepted. You don't have to wear a mask, pretend to be someone you're not, or hide parts of yourself in fear of judgment. With them, you are enough exactly as you are, flaws, quirks, past mistakes, and all. From the moment you meet them, there's a sense of ease. You don't feel the pressure to impress or constantly prove your worth. They see beyond the surface, beyond the carefully curated version of yourself that you show the world, and love you for who you truly are. They embrace your imperfections, not as something to be fixed, but as part of what makes you uniquely you. In a world that often demands perfection, finding someone who accepts you wholeheartedly is rare. Many relationships are built on conditions, on expectations of who you should be, how you should act, or what you should achieve. But the right person doesn't love you for what you can offer them or how well you fit into their ideal image. They love you simply because you exist, because they see something in you that is worth loving, even in your most unguarded moments. They accept your past without holding it against you. They understand that you've made mistakes, that you've been hurt, struggles that shaped you. They don't judge you for the things you regret or expect you to erase your history to fit into their life. Instead, they acknowledge your experiences and recognize that they are part of your journey. They don't bring up your past as a weapon, but rather as a testament to how far you've come. Beyond just accepting you, they also make space for all the emotions you carry. They don't dismiss your sadness, shame you for your fears, or make you feel weak for struggling. They don't expect you to be happy all the time or to suppress the parts of you that are still healing. They sit with you in your pain, offering their presence without the need to fix everything. They allow you to be vulnerable, to cry, to express your deepest insecurities, knowing that their love won't waver because of it. This acceptance extends to the little things too. The right person appreciates your quirks, the way you talk too fast when you're excited, the odd habits you've picked up over the years, the random things that make you laugh. They don't try to change these things. Instead, they find them endearing. You don't feel the need to filter yourself or tone yourself down. You can be weird, goofy, or completely unpolished, and they will still look at you with the same admiration. They also respect your individuality. They don't try to mold you into someone you're not or push you to fit into their world at the expense of your own. They give you the space to be independent, to have your own thoughts, dreams, and passions. They don't see differences as obstacles, but as things to appreciate. Even when you disagree, they don't make you feel wrong for having your own perspective. Instead, they listen, understand, and respect the person you are. With the right person, you never have to ask yourself, am I too much? Or am I not enough? Because with them, you are exactly as you should be. You are loved not for what you do or how well you meet expectations, but simply for being you. And that kind of love is rare, beautiful, and truly life-changing. When the right person comes into your life, one of the most profound changes you experience is an overwhelming sense of peace and stability. Their presence doesn't add unnecessary stress or confusion. Instead, it feels like a calm, steady force that anchors you in a world that often feels chaotic. You no longer feel like you're walking on eggshells, second-guessing their intentions, or bracing for unexpected emotional turbulence. With them, love isn't a storm, it's a safe harbor. There's a kind of quiet reassurance in knowing they are there for you, no matter what. You don't have to wonder if they will disappear when things get difficult or if their affection is conditional. Their consistency allows you to relax into the relationship rather than constantly trying to keep it from falling apart. You feel secure in their love, not because they make extravagant promises, but because they show up every single day in ways both big and small. The right person brings stability not by controlling you or the relationship, but by being emotionally mature and dependable. They don't play mind games or keep you guessing about where you stand. They communicate openly and honestly, making sure you never feel neglected or taken for granted. If something is wrong, they address it with patience instead of reacting with anger or silence. You always know where you stand with them, and that clarity is incredibly freeing. This stability is also reflected in how they handle challenges. Every relationship faces difficulties, but with the right person, obstacles don't feel like threats to your connection. Instead of running away at the first sign of trouble, they work through things with you. They don't let small disagreements turn into major fights. Nor do they make you feel like you have to walk away just to find peace. They believe in problem solving, compromise, and growing together rather than tearing each other down. Beyond emotional stability, they bring a sense of peace into your everyday life. They don't create unnecessary drama or chaos. Instead, they become a source of comfort, making even the hardest days feel a little easier. Just being around them has a soothing effect. They calm your anxieties, ease your worries, and remind you that you don't have to go through life alone. Their presence is like a deep breath, a reassuring hand to hold, a voice that says, "I'm here, and we'll get through this together." Their peace and stability don't mean they are perfect or that your relationship will always be smooth. It simply means that even in the ups and downs, you feel secure. You don't feel like you're constantly in survival mode, waiting for something to go wrong. Instead, you feel grounded knowing that whatever happens, you have a partner who is committed, understanding, and willing to walk through life's challenges alongside you. With the right person, love feels like a steady flame, not a fire that burns wildly and unpredictably, but a warm, comforting light that never fades. It's the kind of love that allows you to rest, to breathe, and to trust that you are safe, no matter what life throws your way. When the right person comes into your life, there's an unexplainable ease in the way you connect. Conversations don't feel forced, silences aren't awkward, and being around them doesn't require effort, it just feels right. From the very beginning, something about them feels familiar, as if you've known them far longer than you actually have. There's no need for constant explanations or overanalyzing each interaction because everything flows naturally. With them, you don't feel the need to put on a performance. You don't have to carefully craft your words or think 10 steps ahead before speaking. You can be raw, unfiltered, and completely yourself, and they respond with warmth and understanding. You laugh without hesitation, express your thoughts freely, and never feel the burden of impressing them because they already appreciate you just as you are. This connection isn't just about having things in common, it's about the way you complement each other, even in your differences. You can sit together in comfortable silence, knowing that words aren't always necessary to feel close. You can finish each other's sentences without trying, pick up on each other's moods without explanation, and share a glance that speaks louder than words. It's as if your hearts speak the same language, even when your personalities or backgrounds are different. With the right person, you don't have to force emotional intimacy, it happens naturally. You find yourself opening up about things you've never shared before, trusting them with your deepest thoughts, and feeling a sense of safety in their presence. They listen, not just to respond, but to truly understand. They don't judge, dismiss, or rush you. Instead, they make space for your emotions, no matter how messy or complicated they may be. Even your disagreements feel different. Instead of feeling like a battle where someone has to win, discussions are about understanding each other. You don't fear conflict because you know that no matter what, your connection is strong enough to handle it. You respect each other's viewpoints. And even when you don't see eye to eye, there's an underlying layer of love and patience that keeps you anchored. Time spent with them feels effortless, whether you're having deep conversations at 2 a.m. or sitting quietly in the same room, lost in your own thoughts. There's no pressure to constantly entertain each other or fill every moment with excitement. Just being together is enough. They make the mundane feel special, the simple moments feel meaningful, and life itself feel lighter. This kind of effortless connection doesn't mean you'll never face challenges, but it does mean that no matter what comes your way, you'll navigate it with a shared understanding and an unshakable bond. It's the kind of connection that makes you feel at home, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. When the right person comes into your life, one of the most profound things you experience is a sense of deep emotional safety. You no longer have to guard your heart, tiptoe around your feelings, or hide parts of yourself in fear of being misunderstood. With them, vulnerability isn't something to be afraid of. It's welcomed, respected, and met with genuine care. This kind of emotional safety means knowing with absolute certainty that your feelings matter. You don't have to downplay your emotions or pretend to be fine when you're not. Whether you're happy, sad, frustrated, or overwhelmed, they hold space for you. They don't dismiss your feelings as irrational, over the top, or inconvenient. Instead, they listen, acknowledge, and try to understand. With them, communication is open and honest. You don't feel the need to hide your struggles or sugarcoat your truth, because you know they will never use your words against you. They don't twist your emotions into weapons or make you regret expressing how you feel. Instead, they create an environment where you feel safe to be real, where you can share your darkest thoughts, biggest fears, and deepest insecurities without fear of judgment or abandonment. The right person doesn't make you feel like love is conditional on your ability to be strong all the time. They understand that you are human, that you will have bad days, that you will make mistakes, and that healing is not a straight path. They don't walk away when things get hard. They stay, they reassure, and they remind you that you don't have to face life's battles alone. In past relationships or experiences, you may have felt like you had to shrink yourself, suppress your emotions, or constantly prove your worth. But with them, you feel seen. You feel heard. You feel like you are enough. They don't make you feel weak for needing support. Instead, they remind you that true love is about lifting each other up. This sense of emotional safety also comes from their consistency. They don't show love one day and disappear the next. They don't leave you guessing about where you stand or create unnecessary drama that makes you feel unstable. You can trust them not just with your secrets, but with your heart. Even during disagreements, you don't feel like your emotions are being invalidated. They don't lash out in anger, shut down, or give you the silent treatment. Instead, they approach conflict with a willingness to understand rather than a need to win. They reassure you that no matter what happens, they will still be there, still love you, and still respect you. Emotional safety isn't just about being able to express your feelings. It's about knowing that those feelings will be met with love, patience, and understanding. It's about being with someone who allows you to be fully yourself in every emotional state without fear of rejection. It's about feeling secure enough to let down your walls, knowing that the person beside you will never use that openness to hurt you. And when you find that, you realize just how rare and beautiful it truly is. When the right person comes into your life, you begin to understand that love isn't always about grand declarations or extravagant displays of affection. While big moments are beautiful, it's often the small, seemingly insignificant gestures that hold the most meaning. These everyday acts of care and kindness build the foundation of your relationship, strengthening the bond between you in ways that words alone never could. It's in the way they remember the little things about you, how you like your coffee, your favorite song to wake up to, or the way you bite your lip when you're deep in thought. It's in the gentle way they brush a strand of hair from your face or squeeze your hand just a little tighter when they sense you're feeling anxious. It's in the random texts throughout the day just to check in, to let you know they're thinking of you, even when they're busy. Love, when it's real, is woven into the smallest details. It's in the way they make sure you have a blanket when you fall asleep on the couch, or how they automatically adjust the air conditioning because they know you get cold easily. It's in the way they instinctively pull you closer in a crowded space, not out of possessiveness, but out of protection and care. It's in the way they remember the stories you told them, bringing up little details months later, showing that they've truly been listening. Small gestures are the silent I love yous that don't need to be spoken aloud. It's the way they bring you your favorite snack without you asking, or a picture of something they saw that reminded them of you. It's the soft kiss on your forehead when you're stressed, the way they make sure you get home safely, or how they never forget to say goodnight no matter how exhausted they are. The right person understands that love isn't always in the grand moments. It's in the accumulation of small, everyday actions that show you are cherished. They don't wait for birthdays, anniversaries, or special occasions to make you feel appreciated. They show their love in a million quiet ways, ways that don't demand attention, but leave a lasting impact. Even in the hardest times, these small gestures become anchors of reassurance. On the days when words fail, when stress is overwhelming, when the world feels too heavy, their actions speak for them. Maybe it's running their fingers through your hair while you vent, leaving a note in your bag when they know you have a tough day ahead, or simply holding you in silence when you need comfort. These moments may seem small, but their impact is immeasurable. And in return, you start noticing yourself mirroring these gestures, bringing them their favorite drink without them asking, instinctively reaching for their hand when they seem lost in thought, checking in on them in ways that go beyond the simple "how was your day?" Because love, when it's real, it's not about keeping score or waiting for grand moments. It's about showing up in the little things, day after day, moment after moment, in ways that prove, without a doubt, that you truly care. When the right person comes into your life, one of the most surprising and beautiful things you realize is that love doesn't have to be difficult. Real love doesn't drain you, confuse you, or make you question your worth. It doesn't feel like an uphill battle where every step forward is met with uncertainty or resistance. Instead, it feels natural, like breathing, something that happens effortlessly, without force, without struggle. For so long, many of us are conditioned to believe that love is supposed to be hard. We hear stories of toxic passion, endless cycles of breaking up and making up, and the idea that if it's not intense and dramatic, then it must not be real. But when the right person arrives, you realize that love was never meant to be painful. It was never meant to leave you feeling exhausted, insecure, or like you're constantly fighting to be understood. Real love feels like peace. It feels like coming home to someone who sees you, accepts you, and chooses you every day without hesitation. This doesn't mean there won't be challenges. Every relationship has obstacles, but with the right person, even the hard times don't feel impossible. Disagreements don't turn into emotional warfare. Instead, they become opportunities to understand each other better. There is no need to walk on eggshells or fear saying the wrong thing, because you know that at the end of the day, you are both on the same team. The relationship isn't built on ego, control, or power struggles. It's built on mutual respect, patience, and the unwavering decision to love each other through it all. Real love doesn't feel like an emotional roller coaster. It doesn't play games or leave you waiting by the phone wondering where you stand. The right person doesn't make you chase after their affection, nor do they give you just enough to keep you holding on. Instead, they love you in a way that is steady, clear, and unwavering. They don't disappear when things get tough, nor do they make you question whether you're good enough. They remind you in the most subtle and profound ways that you are loved, valued, and cherished, not just in words, but in actions. There is an ease in how you connect, in how you talk to each other, in how you navigate life together. The conversations flow naturally, even in silence, because there is a deep understanding between you. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not or perform to keep their interest. You don't feel drained after spending time with them. Instead, you feel recharged, seen, and appreciated. They don't make love feel like a constant battle to win approval. Instead, they make you feel safe to be vulnerable, safe to express your emotions, and safe to trust in the stability of what you share. One of the most profound realizations about real love is that it doesn't require constant questioning. You don't lie awake at night wondering if they still care, if they will leave, or if you are doing enough to keep them around. You don't feel like you are walking a tightrope, afraid that one misstep will send everything crashing down. Instead, you feel secure in their presence. You know they are there because they want to be, because they choose to be, not because they feel obligated, or because they need something from you. And perhaps that's what makes real love so different from everything that came before. It doesn't feel like something you have to fight for. It doesn't feel like a puzzle you have to figure out. It doesn't feel like something you have to constantly prove or earn. It just is. It's steady, it's reliable, and it's filled with a kind of effortless joy that makes you wonder why you ever settle for anything less. When the right person comes into your life, love no longer feels like a struggle or a game, it feels like home. It's the quiet comfort of knowing you are truly seen and accepted. It's the peace that comes with knowing you don't have to fight to be loved, because love is given freely, consistently, and wholeheartedly. Real love doesn't leave you questioning your worth or doubting your place in someone's life. It reassures you in the smallest moments, in the effortless connection, in the deep emotional safety, and in the steady presence of someone who chooses you every single day. It's not about perfection, it's about partnership. It's about finding someone who makes life lighter, who walks beside you through the highs and lows, and who reminds you that love, when it's real, is not meant to break you, but to build you. So when you find this kind of love, when you find the person who brings peace instead of chaos, who nurtures rather than drains, and who makes even the smallest moments feel meaningful, hold on to them. Because this is what love is supposed to feel like: warm, safe, effortless, true.